another edition of What Are You Dealing With TV. I'm Jim Olson. I'm here with my co-collaborator, Mike Ferrell. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, Jim.
Good. We're all suited up. We've had another great day out in the field with talking to companies about what they're dealing with. And actually, our meeting today inspired us to put together the next episode of What Are You Dealing With TV. The past few months, we have been speaking with a lot of organizations, especially sales organizations, about how they can grow their business, how they can be more successful. And what we found is interesting is once we get in there and we talk about our unique program, the lights come on and they understand where the fit is. What we found is if someone's to ask us, what's the one objection you have to even have a meeting with an organization to talk about improving their sales process, it would be, well, organizations tell us, well, we've already got a sales training program in-house, or we don't outsource sales training, or we've got a department for that. And really what we do not have is this is not a sales training program. And Mike and I talked about it, and so we decided to have Mike write an article to explain the difference between what our program does, which actually complements existing sales training programs and helps them rather than competes against them. And so, Mike, why don't you just share a little bit about the article you wrote and compare the difference between our sales process that we've developed, the strategic planning development process, and a traditional sales training program, and actually how they work together.
Okay, great, Jim. Yeah, as Jim said, I mean, we're seeing a lot of response back from companies and organizations that really are focusing on, they're saying, we do sales training, we brought in other programs, we've got in-house training, all those kinds of things. But we want to be real clear that what are you dealing with to increase your sales is not a sales training program. It's a sales planning and development program. And if you look at most sales training programs, and I've done some pretty extensive research on sales training, most sales training programs, Jim, really focus on 4 areas.
Right.
Number 1, sales skills, improving their sales skills. Number 2, product training, or maybe concept training, depending on the industry.
Right.
Number 3 is industry training, what's going on in their industry. And number 4 then is company-specific training.
Right.
What do they need to know from a company standpoint, how to navigate the waters of the company. Right. So most sales training programs are built around those 4 components or pieces of those components. And so what I want to be real clear about is the difference between that and between a sales planning and development program. Sales planning and development really looks at how to take those things that they've learned in the sales training program, how to put them into an executable strategic action plan, and then execute those to make them more successful. And what we really look at in the What Are You Dealing With to Increase Your Sales program is we look at 6 areas. We look at maximizing productivity. We look at growing their existing business. We look at delivering exceptional service. We look at personal branding and marketing. We look at building and keeping relationships. And we look at executing their overall sales process. So those are the areas that we really measure and look at. What are they dealing with in those areas? And then focus in on creating that game plan using the business planning funnel, which I wrote the book about, and really take them through that process of here's exactly how we create that plan, here's how we execute that plan, and then of course the most important piece is the ongoing coaching to help them execute that plan.
Exactly.
How are they going to actually do it and stick with it and have that accountability factor as we go through. So it's a very specific difference between sales training and sales planning and development.
Absolutely. It's completely unique. We've been very busy lately. We've had a number of meetings and a number of clients that have decided to pilot this program with us, and the response has been phenomenal. And I think it's because they said, this really is different. And like we said, this actually enhances their current sales training. Sales training is important, but it's like putting fuel and kerosene on the fire to help you ignite your sales. And I think most companies that are worth their salt would like to do that. And we're trying to help them do that. So it's a good opportunity to help companies grow. We're having a lot of fun out there in the marketplace.
Absolutely.
Next time we might not be in a suit. We might be having a cup of coffee again or something. But we literally just came back from a meeting with a very impressive organization, large firm. That's they're doing well, quite frankly, and they just want to do better. And they see us potentially as a really good fit to enhance what they're already doing. So I think that's what we got to say.
That's the story for today. Thanks for joining us on What Are You Dealing With TV, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you later.